So, in Spider-Man No Way Home, we saw the return of Andrew Garfield and obviously Tobey Maguire reunite, or not reunite, but we obviously saw them return to the big screen and obviously make their MCU debut. And I thought they were absolutely incredible. If you haven't seen our review on No Way Home, go check that out and then come back. I thought they were incredible in this film. And yeah, I thought Andrew Garfield was the highlight of the three Spider-Men. Obviously, Tom Holland was amazing in the film as well. We can't uh, forget about him in this film. He was absolutely amazing, the star of the show. But Andrew Garfield, I think he had an amazing performance in this film. I thought he was really funny in this film. His conversation and his dialogue between him and Tobey Maguire, I thought that was amazing. They had a really good bond and relationship in this film. And obviously, after this film was made, obviously not many people didn't like Andrew Garfield. And after this film, there was a hashtag going around on Twitter, and it was "Make the Amazing Spider-Man 3." Now, do I think there will be Amazing Spider-Man 3? I do, and I'm going to dive into them, the reasons why, because we have got many. So if you do enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, and obviously let's get into it. So, there's been many reasons why there's going to be an Amazing Spider-Man 3. I think there's a lot directing in that direction. There was a lot, like at the end of the film, Tobey Maguire's mask was complete. There was a drawing of them. His was complete, and Andrew Garfield's wasn't. His was half complete. So maybe we're going to that's a sign that there's going to be an Amazing Spider-Man 3. Obviously, the post-credit scene as well. Tom Hardy getting sent back to his own universe, which I do think he is in the same universe as Andrew Garfield. I do think the Venom symbiote is in the same universe. I think that could be an incredible story. As we know, if Andrew Garfield got the Venom symbiote, that could be very cool to see. Obviously, as we know, Venom 3 is apparently going to be exploring the multiverse a lot more, so that's going to be very cool to see as well. Obviously, we saw him get Tom Hardy's Venom get transported to the MCU, obviously, and then get sent back to his own universe. And I think if we saw, obviously, as we know in the film, Andrew Garfield talking about the events of Amazing Spider-Man 2 and where that left him. After that, obviously, anger took control of him, basically, kind of like with Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, and in Spider-Man 3. I think Amazing Spider-Man 3, which could show Andrew Garfield getting the symbiote. I think Andrew Garfield would be perfect with the symbiote, because he's lost a lot. He's lost Gwen, and that really broke him down, as we know. He talked about that in Spider-Man No Way Home, about how it affected him and how he was pulling his punches and stuff like that, and he just couldn't get over the anger, but obviously he started to realise. So maybe we could see something along those lines with him getting the Venom symbiote. I think that would be very, very cool to see. Obviously, they said about Andrew Garfield calling him amazing 3 times, maybe that linking that to him getting a third installment. And obviously, he was, out of them all, Tom Holland's was Spider-Man 1, Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man 2, and Andrew Garfield was Spider-Man 3, obviously to indicate which Spider-Man they were, because they got the same names, so they had to do each name by a different, obviously, like Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 3, and Andrew Garfield got was Spider-Man 3, so that obviously could hint towards the fact that maybe he's going to get the Amazing Spider-Man 3. There's a lot going on as well with his stunt double from Amazing Spider-Man 2. He hinted at the fact that there will be an Amazing Spider-Man 3 not too long ago. I think that was the other day, him talking about how there could be an Amazing Spider-Man 3, hinting towards the fact that there will. And obviously all of these villains getting their own solo movies as well. So yeah, Black Cat's supposed to be getting her own solo movie, Rhino's supposed to be getting his own solo movie, Kraven's supposed to be getting his own solo movie. I'm not sure if they're MCU or not. Obviously in Amazing Spider-Man 2 as well, we saw in the post-credit scene with Harry Osborn in prison and the rest of the Sinister Six, so maybe we're going to see that in Amazing Spider-Man 3, along with the Venom symbiote attaching to Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, but I think that would be a bit too much as well. Obviously with Tom Hardy, Eddie Brock, maybe he wouldn't die, maybe he'll leave, and then we'll get a Venom 3 talking about the multiverse. I think there's many rumours going around that Venom 3 will be exploring the multiverse a lot more. I think that would be very, very cool to see, because yeah, it would be really cool to see Tom Hardy, Eddie Brock with the multiverse and stuff like that. I think obviously Venom as well coming for an alien symbiote, it would be very cool to see. And yeah, obviously, as we know, the Venom symbiote is now in the MCU. Obviously got left behind, a bit of it got left behind, and I think that's obviously going to set up Spider-Man 4 and the future trilogy that is coming and confirmed with Tom Holland. I think the Venom symbiote is going to play a big part in maybe Spider-Man 4 or even the MCU in the future going forward. I think it's going to explain a lot, and we're going to see a lot. But yeah, I do think Amazing Spider-Man 3 is going to happen. with Venom, hopefully, Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock, obviously. Morbius comes out next month as well. Maybe that's going to explain more in detail. Obviously, as we know in the trailer, he does say, I'm Michael Morbius, I'm Venom, and then he says he was joking, he's Michael Morbius. So maybe they're in the same universe as well. Obviously, also talking about the fact that maybe he is, Morbius is in the same universe as Andrew Garfield. Obviously, as we know, there was a Spider-Man, in the Morbius trailer, there was a Spider-Man, like a painting of Spider-Man, it had murder on it, but it more looked like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. But, you know, we have to wait and see. Maybe it is Andrew Garfield. It would make sense if it's Andrew Garfield, because it's talking about Andrew Garfield in No Way Home talked about how he got angry and rageful, and yeah, that kind of took him over. So it would make sense if he possibly did do something wrong, kind of like Tom Holland. Well, no, he didn't really do anything wrong; he got framed for it. But maybe that will show Andrew Garfield being an actual menace, maybe Spider menace. Or maybe, you know, it'll be something else. Maybe Morbius. But then obviously fans was confused them in the Morbius trailer. Michael Keegan's Vulture was in the trailer as well. So we'll just have to wait and see for this film, because I think this film's going to be crazy, and it's going to explore the multiverse and the events and what happened after No Way Home, what was left over because of No Way Home, and obviously be Morbius, and, you know, the Vulture and stuff like that will obviously happen. Maybe Vulture's from a different time, universe, obviously from the main MCU universe, and they kind of bond. He's gone into the wrong universe, maybe something like that, or maybe it's just a variant of himself. But we'll just have to wait to see for Morbius, and I think that's going to explain a lot more with Andrew Garfield. And apparently the post-credit scene is meant to have Andrew Garfield in it, so maybe that just confirms an Amazing Spider-Man 3, and maybe it will lead on to Amazing Spider-Man 3. So tell us what you think. Do you think there's going to be an Amazing Spider-Man 3? I do think there will be. I think there should be. I think that apparently they have a lot more lined up with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Apparently them two are supposed to be making an appearance in Avengers Secret Wars that's going to be coming out in the future, so that's going to be very cool to see. And apparently Andrew Garfield was meant to appear in Multiverse of Madness, but we'll have to wait and see again to see what happens in the future of the MCU. But apparently Sony do have a lot of plans for Andrew Garfield in the future going forward with the Spider-Verse, and hopefully he does make an appearance in Secret Wars, because that would be very, very cool to see. So I hope you did enjoy the video today. Please like, subscribe. I hope you had a good day. Tell you what you think of an Amazing Spider-Man 3 coming out. I hope you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.